Men, this is a video for you, particularly young men. And the subject matter of this video is we have to, as men, realize that our main motivation, the main thing driving us, is a biological imperative to reproduce and procreate with women. That is why we have a biological drive to gather resources, to gain status, so that we can attract a woman. But keeping in line with the Mgtow philosophy, which I'm very grateful to, we have to remember that if we are engaging in relationships with women and they are attracted to us based on our status, based on the resources we've been able to gain, then that relationship is not much different than a encounter with a prostitute. Because you see, when you engage with a prostitute, you are giving away part of your resources in exchange for sex. And we see now that women, because of feminism and people on the left, are demonizing men, demonizing masculinity, and they have a sense of entitlement, which is coalescing with a double standard of equality. They want equality, but then they want men to do all the heavy lifting. They want equality, but they want to be treated like a woman, and they want that treatment in the workplace. They want that treatment in the relationship. So either we're going to treat women equally, which really doesn't work because, let me just give you an example. So you say you have an argument with your significant other and she hits you. Okay, you're having an argument. She gets, her typical female emotional, irrational response, and she slaps you. Now, we've been trained in society that we're supposed to just take that. But see, I think that's bullshit, because if we're equal, what would you do if another man struck you? You'd strike him back. So you see, we can't have equality because it really wouldn't work, because if a woman put her hands on a man hit back, women are going to want to cry that, oh, well, you can't hit a woman. But how does that go? How does that fall in line with equality? It doesn't. So that's just one example. What we have to do is we have to understand that our behavior is being driven by biology, and that that as human beings with our brains, with our self-awareness, we can in fact transcend that and stop behaving out of a motivation which is to procreate. So you see, when we realize that that's what's driving our motivation, we become enslaved to women. We become enslaved to the vagina. And that is why you have men who are sacrificing their own integrity and their own masculinity so that they can get laid. They're paying the way of women. They're just kowtowing to her. They're making concessions in their life to appease her because they don't want to give up pussy. And this is something that women understand, because women by nature are emotional manipulators. They're designed genetically to, and through our evolution as a species, to take care of children. They're to take care of the home. They're more in touch with their emotions. They're stronger than us typically in terms of emotional intelligence. We're more rational, they're more emotional, but they can use their emotional intelligence to manipulate men. And they do this primarily by leveraging their vagina against us. And we fall victim to it all the time, because we don't want to give up pussy. We don't want to give up sex. So we have to get past that. So what's the proper interaction if because really marriage is a bad deal. I mean, we're getting fucked in divorce court. It's all ruled by the left. It's all fucks the man. 95% of cases, the woman gets custody of the kids and the man has to pay alimony. So what we need to do is either, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think, and I'm speaking to American men here mostly, we need to seek out women from more traditional societies, societies that still have masculinity is still intact, and it's not being under attack, and in fact it's respected. And guys, there are cultures out there, but don't look at race, look at culture, because see, no matter what race or ethnic background a woman comes from, if they're raised in America, they're going to have American, Western, feminist, pseudo equality values. And so if you get one of these women, Miss Independent 21st century woman, she's going to destroy your life. And so you have to go to another nation, maybe South America, maybe Eastern Europe, maybe Asia, hell, maybe even the Middle East, and find a woman who still wants a real man, and wants a masculine man, and wants to fulfill her role in being a supportive, loving wife, not a domineering cunt who wants to belittle a man and berate a man and force the man to get rid of his friends and to subjugate him by leveraging her vagina again. So this is my advice to men. We have to get over our biological imperative. And if you can't find a woman like that and you need sex, then it's more honest to engage in prostitution. There's an old saying that I like to say that, usually the woman you pay for is the cheapest. So, paying a couple $100 for a call girl once or twice a month to, fulfill that physical need is a lot more inexpensive and a lot less taxing on you emotionally, financially, and professionally and psychologically than dating one of these entitled, prissy American whores, which is what they are. And they may have a master's degree, and they may on paper look like they're very intelligent, but the reality is that too many of these women have been manipulated and indoctrinated by the left and by feminism to where their goal is to subjugate men, to abuse men, and too many men are falling victim to this, and we need to, as a community of men, stand up in the face of this oppressor, this attacker, this assault on our masculinity and take back what is ours. And the way that we can do that is by understanding and being aware that we are behaving out of biology, and that we can transcend that because of our intellect, because of our brains, because of our self-awareness. We can say, oh, I'm being manipulated. I'm being that doesn't mean you shouldn't work. Of course we should work and make money and build things and create great societies, but we should do it for us and not to attract a woman. We should not be giving our time is one of our most valuable gifts is time. And by giving time away to women who, don't text back, who play games and aren't forthright with what their intentions are, and try to play these little female games on the text message or on the phone call when you meet a girl to try to see how much you're willing to go to try to get her. Stop it. Don't play her. You know how you win? Don't play. Don't engage and don't engage. Deny battle. Just deny battle. Focus on making money. Focus on building your freedom. And if you need the physical, if you need the sex, you need the physical release, then my advice is to, like I said, buy a prostitute, because again, the woman you pay for tends to be the cheapest. And think about that for a while. I'm out.